Greetings, and welcome to part 1 of our video series on modifying this old X-Carve. We've had this machine around our shop for about a year, and it's starting to show its age. The biggest issue we have with it, though, is that there's only about 2 3/4 inches between the bottom of the gantry and the spoil board, which really limits the size of three-dimensional things we can carve. So we're going to increase that height by adding these new corner plates to replace the stock corner plates. They add about 3 inches to the distance. We had these 4 plates cut out of 1/4 inch aluminum. To install the new corner plates, first we have to remove all the screws from the old ones. Now this might be a little difficult because somebody may have Loctited all the screws in when we built this thing originally. But that's nothing that a little torque can't handle. We gotta make sure we retain all these screws though, because we may need them again in the future. The X-Carve is built with metric hardware. With all the bolts removed, we can lift the entire gantry off. This is far easier than disassembling the whole gantry. Now, these original screws that I thought we were going to use again, they're just a little too short. So we grabbed another one out of our M5 bucket. To attach the new plates, we just use the original screw inserts, add our new screws, and bolt everything loosely together. At this point, we just want them to be finger tight, because we're going to have to move them around a little bit when we put the gantry back on. Next, we need to remove the original plates from the maker slide rails of the gantry. Be kind of careful unscrewing these, as these self-trapping screws that came with the kit can have a tendency to cross-cut the threads, making everything really difficult to reassemble. With our new corner plates loosely installed, we're ready to lift the gantry into place, and then carefully thread the self-tapping screws back into the maker slide to attach everything together. We're going to use the tensioning screws for the belts as an alignment point on the back of the gantry here to help us get everything into its correct position. Once we have that side held loosely in place, we'll line up the front side of the gantry and very carefully thread the self-tapping screws back into the maker slide. We've added almost a full 3 inches to the Z-depth of the X-Carve's gantry, and everything moves freely and as expected. I'm going to call this phase of the project done. Join us next time when we'll be adding travel to the Z-axis of our X-Carve so it can take advantage of our newly deepened gantry. And we'll be making some cosmetic modifications to the outside of the machine so that it looks a little better while it's sitting around our shop. Thank you guys. Subscribe for more.